need to back up 20 years to 1880. Now this is Juneau. If you go there today, it's a very modern town. But when you come into Juneau, you come in the Gastineau Channel, and this is Juneau on this side, and right across the water is Douglas Island. So in 1880, they discovered a lot of gold in this area. In fact, more gold was taken out of Juneau than was taken out of any place in Alaska, Juneau and Douglas Island. So on Douglas Island, they started this mine, which became unbelievable. Now, these are not good pictures. I know they're not, but they're the best I can find. This was the Treadwell mine on Douglas Island, directly across from Juneau. And you can see here where they've just taken the whole side of the mountain out. It was really quite a place to be. It was amazing. And I have an arrow to that. I didn't even need to walk over there to save myself some steps. They did all kinds of stuff for the people. They had a billiard party. First of all, it was free room and board, a very good salary, a bowling alley, a billiards parlor, a swimming pool, if you can imagine. And they didn't allow any drinking. It was really quite a place. But what they did, and I don't have a picture of this, but maybe, you remember the ant farm that our kids had, when the little things going back and forth like this? Well, what they did, they went down and they just made a tunnel straight across horizontally, but they also put elevators vertically to connect these tunnels. And so they kept going down, and this big body of water really, really close. And they really weren't thinking very well. And after several years and millions of dollars worth of gold, the thing fell in. It literally fell in. And you can see this, the swimming pool was right above this, and it was just a big sinkhole. And you can see these houses, they had a railroad, they had everything. They had a doctor, they were incredible, hospital. So they lost about 3/4 of their mining capacity at that time. And they actually took approximately, in today's money, $4 billion out of there. It was not insignificant. So now they knew there was still gold on the Juneau side, so they went across the way to Juneau, and you won't see anything like this today when you go to Juneau. But that was the Treadwell mine. This is the AJ mine. And it was also very, very successful. It ran until World War II, when everybody got drafted and had to leave. But they learned their lesson in Juneau. Instead of drilling down, they drilled back into the mountain. And you can't even see this anymore. This is what's left of the stamp mine that was there. And they took about $1.5 million out of there. But what's really interesting is that all of that collapsed on the Treadwell mine on the Douglas Island side, and we're talking about a 10-minute drive across the bridge, and there you are. But what's interesting is that there's only about 76 miles of road in Juneau, but there's about 250 miles of tunnel back into the mountain. So they learned their lesson. So that's kind of where the gold started in Alaska, to kind of back it up. But we're going to be talking today about the gold rush that really is significant when it comes to Skagway, which is very, very close to Haines. There is a water taxi. I've done it several times. If you want to go to Skagway and you have enough time, you can take the water taxi and go there. You've got time to do it. Skagway itself is a national park, and there's the national park building. This is what it looked like back in the days of the gold rush. But when you come in there, you come into the terminus of Lynn Canal. Now at Haines, we're going to be about 25 miles this direction, looking here. We're very, very close. And it terminates right here. And I'll talk later about what the canal means and all that. But this is the Lynn Canal. George Vancouver named it after his hometown in England. It got misspelled on the maps. It's not a channel. It's not a canal. It's the world's deepest and longest fjord, about 100 miles long. Now, if you go to the end of it, this is what you see, a lake back there. Now, what happened in the winter of 1887, now we're moving way ahead to 1887. We know that in Skagway there's this famous railroad, and if you go into Skagway, you'll actually hear it. And every day they're always there running around, and you hear the whistles and so forth. They actually have one of their old steam engines that they do a couple of times a day. And, you know, it's just really interesting how things happen.